We are not talking about isolation. We're talking about security. We're not talking about religion. We're talking about security. Our country is out of control.
So Donald, is great at the one-liners, but he's a chaos candidate, and he'd be a chaos president. He would not be the commander-in-chief we need to keep our country safe.
Just one exchange in last night's GOP presidential debate. Frontrunner Donald Trump continued his call to ban Muslims from entering the United States and for a wall along the border with Mexico. The ever-changing presidential race is the first topic in tonight's Point-Counterpoint. Once again, we're joined by Republican strategist Matt Lakoviak, president of Potomac Strategy, and Democrat Ed Espinoza, executive director of Progress Texas. Gentlemen, thank you both for being here. Ed, we're going to begin with you today. Do you agree Trump would be a chaos president?
He's a chaos president, but right now he's the person that the Republican voters want. After last night's poll, after last night's debate, a Rasmussen poll and a Washington Post tracker and a Frank Luntz tracker, who's a Republican pollster, all showed that Trump got a boost from the debate. Like it or not, this is Trump's party, and the other candidates are following his lead on the messaging. They're using his messages, and hey, you get what you ask for, huh?
Well, okay, Matt, let's go over to you now. You've had some strong words for Trump in the past. What do you think? Would he be a chaos president?
Yeah, I mean, Democrats are trying to make Trump look like he's the leader of the Republican Party. It's just not the case. Right now Ted Cruz is more likely to win Iowa than Trump is. Trump's ahead in New Hampshire, and he's ahead in national polls. National polls are meaningless. Look, Trump is the front runner right now, but I think what you're seeing is that he has a high floor but a low ceiling. He's basically been between 25 and 35%. That puts him in a strong position with 14 candidates in the race. When we get down to 2 or 3 candidates, he's not going to be anywhere near as strong. Ed, not one Republican has endorsed his ban on Muslims into the United States. Not one. Not one presidential candidate, and no one in Congress that I'm aware of.
No, but they're using his language to say they're going to carpet bomb ISIS, that they're going to carpet bomb the Middle East.
One candidate has said carpet bomb. That's different than the Muslim ban.
He happens to be, it was Ted Cruz who used that language, who happens to be the other one that's leading in Iowa. Look, Donald Trump, whether or not he's the nominee, he is the favorite right now of a plurality of voters. And maybe in a race of 2 or 3 candidates he does better, but by the time we get to 2 or 3 candidates, it might be too late. If you're a Republican voter and this is the party that you identify with and you're a moderate, Donald Trump right now is the leader of that party, and it's something that voters should think about.
All right, gentlemen, let's move on to this. Senate Intelligence Committee Chairman Richard Burr says his staff will investigate whether Senator Ted Cruz revealed classified information during last night's debate. During exchange with fellow Senator Marco Rubio on counterterrorism measures, Cruz said this. What he knows is that the old program covered 20 to 30% of phone numbers to search for terrorists. The new program covers nearly 100%. That gives us greater ability to stop acts of terrorism, and he knows that's the case. So what do you think? Was this a serious breach, or are other candidates blowing this out of proportion? Matt, start with you.
Yeah, I don't think it's a serious breach. The Washington Post reported that same statistic previously. But, look, I don't know that a committee chairman needs to be investigating a presidential candidate. If he did reveal classified information, that's something that the Obama administration could look into. But as we know, they're not taking Hillary Clinton's violation of classified information very seriously. So at the end of the day, this is a highly technical program, and it's hard to talk about it without getting into specifics. But all senators, say that or promise not to reveal classified information. So, yeah, if that's what this was, it would be serious. I tend to think that's not the case.
Ed?
I feel like we shouldn't be talking about it if it's that classified, right? But I think that if it's a Republican senator that chairs the committee and he thinks that he should investigate another Republican senator for saying something like that, then we should probably take his word seriously.
Okay, real quick before we leave, one name from each of you. If you had to pick one out of that, who won that last night? Who would it be, Matt?
I think Jeb was the strongest he's been. I think Christie was very strong, but Rubio and Cruz remain the 2 strongest candidates in the field.
That's your one name. I got it. All right, Ed?
Hillary Clinton.
And we will leave
That's
it at
predictable.
that. Thank you both for being with us today.
Thanks.
Thanks.